Hey guys, what's up? In this video, I wanted to go over the 3 proven strategies for swing trading. So guys, I want to walk you through 3 different strategies you can use to profit while swing trading. We're going to go over some trend continuation plays, and we'll also be going over some reversal plays. So this is going to be a really good video to watch if you are struggling on where to buy stocks, where to exit, and all those different questions that you are having and probably struggling with, as I was when I first started. Anyways, getting into it right now, this is the chart of Apple, the daily chart. We're going to start off with my favorite strategy, which is strategy number 1, which is a triangle breakout strategy. So again, I'm going to use my lines here to kind of draw in. If you don't know exactly what's going on, what a stock chart means, or anything like that, please check out my ultimate swing trading guide video that walks you through everything like that. But anyways, strategy number 1 is called a triangle breakout pattern. Now, there's actually 3 different forms of triangles. There's an ascending triangle pattern, there's a descending triangle pattern, and there's a symmetrical triangle pattern. Now, again, I'll draw that out for you. An ascending triangle pattern is kind of how it explains it's ascending, right? So you have a solid top, and then what happens is you have the lows are getting lower. So you have a stock, let me get my little draw tool out, that's coming up. It consolidates between a high and the lows are getting higher as well. It consolidates and it breaks out. So that's kind of what we see from an ascending triangle breakout pattern. Now again, let's get rid of this and let's do it in reverse. Now what is oops, my drawing tool still on. What is a descending triangle pattern? So a descending triangle pattern is when, I guess I would turn on this, sorry. A descending triangle pattern is when we have a solid bottom, and then what happens is we have the highs getting lower. So this is the opposite of an ascending triangle pattern. So ascending triangle pattern, we have an uptrend, we have a consolidation, then we have a break higher. Well, this way we typically have a downtrend. We typically have a solid bottom with the highs getting lower like this, and then we break out lower. Why is this? Well, a triangle pattern is a continuation play. And a continuation play is where whatever previous trend is there, that's where we expect it to continue afterwards. So again, that was the ascending and the descending. And then as you can guess from a symmetrical triangle, it looks the exact same. So we have where the highs and lows are about the same. And then we're coming down and we're kind of consolidating in a symmetrical type pattern, and then we typically break out in the direction of the previous trend because it is a trend continuation play. So again, that is what we are seeing here, and let's actually chart this out on a stock like Apple. So if we come in here, we can see that our highs are getting lower here, and we can also see that our lows are getting higher as well. So what is this? Well, this is a symmetrical triangle breakout pattern. As you can see here, we do have a previous trend. We actually have a long-standing previous trend. We kind of consolidate, and then we break out to the upside because that's where the trend was before that. So again, what are our levels that we're watching out on this stock? It's very simple. We break out above one of the trend lines. So again, if we break below, we're looking to short. If we break above, we're looking to go long, which means make money to the upside. So we're going to buy here. Our stop is going to be roughly around here, which is going to be a few points above where our previous low was. So basically at this trend line. So we have a defined stop. We have a entry point, and then we have a minimum take profit, which is going to be at the previous high. And so again, that's how we have our risk to reward setup. That's how we know exactly where we're getting in and out on a symmetrical triangle pattern, and that kind of works the exact same for ascending and descending as well. And so again, that's basically how these breakouts work on a triangle breakout pattern. Now, strategy number 2 is going to involve some indicators. So let's actually jump into it. An indicator is something you can put on your chart to do more. A trending band indicator, we'll talk about that in a second. It is a custom one, but for right now, we're talking about a moving average indicator. So when you add it to your chart, by default, you're going to have a 9-period moving average. But what we want to do here is we want to actually adjust this. So again, we can come in here. We can adjust the length, which is what we want to do, to 50. And we can do that. What does this mean? Okay, so the period shows where this moving average is coming from. So what is a moving average? Wherever the point of this line is, it's taking the average price from the last length points, right? So for instance, a 9-period moving average is more adaptive to the current stock price because it looks at the last 9 candles to calculate the average price. 50 means that it looks back 50 candles to calculate the average price. So the larger your length or the larger your number, the smoother it will be because it's taking a further average. So again, that's what we want to do. A 50 gives us a nice representative model though. So again, this shows us trend. When a stock is above the line, it means that its stock is trending higher. When a stock is below the line, it means it's trending down lower. And so again, this shows us a great point to watch out for when trending or when trend trading. So when we're doing this, what we're doing is we're looking for the stock to get above the line, and then we buy, and then we wait for it to slowly trend up and come back down. So this is a very, very basic strategy, but it works. You can see here that you buy above the line. You have a stop loss about 3% below the line where you buy in, and then you sell whenever it hits that line. And so again, you can see here's a great example. We would buy in here, set your 3% stop loss, and then let it ride all the way up, and you'd sell about here, which let's see is about a roughly a 60% profit in a matter of a quarter of a year, more like a third of a year, but something like that. And that is a great way to swing trade as well. Remember, swing trading is looking to profit on an overnight to an over month move. And again, if you want to see a fast moving chart, just change your time frame to 1 hour. So you see here, if you change your time frame to 1 hour, you're going to have more movement. But again, when you're looking at these strategies, you want to find a stock where it kind of works well. You can see here where it kind of follows the pattern that you're looking for. Again, a 4 hour, it looks like it does a lot better than the 1 hour. When we come to the 1 hour, we see how it's actually like going in between a ton, and we don't have great setups. But if we go here to the 4 hour, we see that there's actually a great setup where it follows the trend very, very well. And that's what we're looking for. All right, guys, that was strategy number 2. Now, again, the problem with strategy number 2 is there's actually a lot of false breakouts. For instance, you can see this point right here where it just goes up and down and up and down and up and down, which means that you're going to buy above here, it's going to hit your stop. You're going to buy above here, it's going to hit your stop, right? And so you're actually going to be kind of like losing money on those trades. So that's actually why I created the indicator, the trending band indicator. And now it doesn't like me. But it's okay. If you go to my scripts, you can add it somewhere here. Here we go, the trending band indicator. We can add it and we can kind of see what's going on. We can see here the trending band indicator. It's basically just a more complex way. Basically, what it does is it shows you where the moving average is, where the trend is, but it also helps you stay out of the range boundness. This is a very great setup. It actually generates about a 25% return every single year on backtest and with our current user base. So again, if you want to learn more about that, I'll click the first link below and it will help you get access to this indicator on TradingView. But anyways, let's jump into strategy number 3, which is going to be the RSI divergence play. And so again, let's jump in here. We're going to have to go to RSI, Relative Strength Index, not PSI. That is for a car. RSI. Oh my gosh. Relative Strength Index. Here we go. Sorry about that. My computer was doing some spell correction. Okay, now we have RSI. Now, RSI, or Relative Strength Index, works best on ETFs. If you don't know what an ETF is, it's an exchange traded fund, which means that it tracks multiple or a multitude of stocks. And so since this is just Apple, let's go to SPY, since that is an ETF, and that is where it's going to work very well. Now, again, when we're doing this, what's going to happen is we actually want to come into a smaller time frame. So a 1 hour time frame would work well for this. And so what is happening here? Well, this is a divergence play. So what we're looking at here is to see some contradiction in our highs and lows. And let me explain what I mean by that. Here is a perfect example. So again, this is what is known as, the other ones were a trend play, where we're following the trend, right? A triangle breakout pattern is a continuation play. We're continuing in the trend. A trend following method is the moving average, and this is a reversal play. So we're looking for it to be going up, looking for a reversal, or going to the downside, reversing, moving up, reversing, and moving down. So right here is a perfect example. What we can see right here is that the lows of SPY are going lower, right? You can see here that this low is lower than this low. So we can see that we're moving lower. But at the same time, the RSI, these lows that correlate with these lows, are actually getting higher. And that is why it's called an RSI divergence, because it's doing the opposite of what the stock is doing. So when we see a stock at a low point, and the lows are making a divergence or a difference from what the RSI is, that is a great indicator that the stock is going to reverse. You buy here, you set your stop loss here, and then you make your move higher. And so again, your first target will be the dip, and that's kind of how the RSI divergence play works. Again, if you want to learn more about these strategies, more in depth, and other different types of strategies, because remember, there is no one strategy that can do everything. Right? There's a strategy for each type of person. You need to understand your risk tolerance level. You need to understand how you trade, how you invest. I put together a swing trading guides list that will actually walk you through the 5 best strategies that are proven to work in a swing trading environment, and you can find the one that works best for you and actually learn how it works. So I put together some videos to explain it all. So if you want to learn more about that, click the first link in the description below. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you want to stay updated with swing trading videos every single week, make sure you subscribe to YouTube. Anyways, if you want to check out those guides and learn more about these strategies, click the first link below, and I will see you in next week's video.